Now let's get the guys in. Kyle Porter, Doug Bell. Doug, I'll start with you. You're at the course at Kiowa. What just happened? What does this mean?
Well, Eric, let me first say I'm utterly drained and exhausted after following around Phil Mickelson and Brooks Koepka on this Sunday. It was a long, exciting, unpredictable day. Not the prettiest round of golf, but it was one of the most exciting rounds of golf. And then in the end, we witnessed an iconic moment in the game of golf. Where it ranks, it's right up there. There's no question. Even Nick Faldo and Jim Nantz were talking about it at the end of the broadcast. But it's an iconic moment in sports. A 50-year-old beats back the best players in the world in their 20s and 30s. Golf is the only sport that can happen, and we witnessed it today, and it truly is an amazing performance. One of the great athletes, great golfers of all time. I can't believe I was here to witness it, and thousands of others were here, and the chants of Phil and Lefty are still ringing out across Kiowa Island. Pretty special, Eric, and I'm excited that I'm here and CBS Sports HQ is here to enjoy it.
Yeah, it was spectacular. I would have to think it'll go down as one of the, I don't know, 10 or 15 best wins of all time when we kind of sort all this out. But here's what I was thinking about, EK. You know, this is really the first major that we've had since COVID where there's been a healthy amount of fans. We saw it at the Masters a little bit, but it was really, you know, it really showed, I thought, at this PGA Championship. And so, of course, Phil would win when all the people come back, right? The scene on 18 of him coming up the fairway, and it was kind of reminiscent of when Tiger won the 2018 Tour Championship, and they let the ropes go, and everybody's kind of pushing him home to that victory. That was unbelievable. That was, to me, really that'll probably go down, I think, as the moment of the golf year, depending on what else happens in 2021. So that, I thought, was a really cool kind of, you know, if this is the last one for Phil, and I have to think that it is, this just does not happen. I think people see his name and they're like, oh, Phil Mickelson won a major. Well, yeah, Phil Mickelson hadn't finished in the top 10 in a major in 5 years. This doesn't happen to 50-year-olds. I mean, you've covered this game forever. It never happens. So this was a really, really special moment, and I thought it was really cool that all the fans that were there got to kind of experience it along with Phil, who's kind of always been the people's champ.
All right, so let me follow up with that, Kyle, and then I'll get dug in on a little bit of the atmosphere. So if we look at Phil's, you know, sort of professional resume, if and when he eventually retires, and we're reading and writing his professional bio, where does this come in? I mean, I always thought the Masters, the leap, the hands over the head, that was sort of it in 2004. Is this now the first sentence?
It might be. You know, all of his major wins, all 6 of them have been, other than Baltusrol, you know, that was probably the least of the bunch. But you think about even the Open Championship that he won and how crazy that was at Muirfield to kind of do what he did there. All 3 Masters were incredibly memorable for different reasons. But I mean, Kiowa, so here's the thing. Kiowa is a really, we don't think of it as an iconic venue, and it's not, because it doesn't have the history of a Winged Foot or an Oakmont or something like that. But I think in 30 or 40 years from now, we're going to look at Kiowa as a really kind of elite major championship venue. So I think over time, this one will actually get better, because we look at venues and they're really important. We think about Augusta, we think about St. Andrews, and I think Kiowa's kind of impression on the golf world is really going to increase as time moves on. So it might not be #1 right now for Phil, but I do think at the end of his career, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, that's the one that we'll point back to as the best one ever.
Doug, you're there, right? And you're watching, and he's coming home. And the people are going nuts. They're cheering, they're waving, everything's happening around you. Sort of make me feel like I was standing next to you as you're experiencing him come home and get the win at Kiowa to do something nobody even considered when he was plus 20,000 to 1 when this tournament started.
You know, it truly is amazing, because just when you think Phil has it in the bag, he's 5 up, 4 to play. Oh, don't worry, that bogey, he still has, 4 up with 3 to play. And then he hits over the green at 17. Oh my gosh. And then he steps on the tee at 18. And everybody was around the tee, and nobody felt it was over, because we've seen Phil do all sorts of crazy stuff. So we didn't know until the bitter end when he finally hit that approach shot up there close that he was the champion. And that's what makes Phil Mickelson Phil. He's completely unpredictable. He's the guy that you want to take to your club and play because he's funny, he's witty, he's talented. He hits it all over the map. He's blown more leads than he has victories. We love this guy, and of course he hits it from the left side. He's the greatest left-handed golfer in history. I mean, Eric, it is amazing the number of people here that were rooting this guy on. I mean, it was phenomenal. The cell phones that were out, people shooting videos. He would walk off the green and go to the tee. I mean, just chants of Phil, lefty, keep going, don't lose focus. Moms were yelling, hey, Phil, be sure and hydrate. Stay hydrated. I mean, it was a wild scene here, Eric. It started early in the day when he came out to practice, and it's still going. I mean, these people are still here partying, and they want more of Phil. They want him to come out after the interviews and sign autographs, and that's exactly what he's going to do.
What is the shot or moment for you, Kyle, when you sort of knew 5-10 years from now that you'll remember? I mean, I figured once we got 13, 14, he was going to win. Then it shrunk to 2. Still clearly felt like he was going to win, but now it got interesting. You had to watch. When he hit on 18 and hit down the middle and the place erupted, that was it for me. That's when I'm like, all right, chisel the name, we're good. What about for you?
Yeah, I think there are 2 shots that I'll remember. One is the bunker shot on 6 on the front 9 when he holed out. I think it was on 6. He holed out for a birdie there when it was getting a little bit wobbly early. I mean, the whole front 9 was pretty wobbly, but then you're right. I mean, the approach shot on 18, for that moment and that scene, for him to hit that shot and just pound the middle of the green, which you'll see it here. This is what he's been doing all week. He just hit green after green after green, which is how you have to win at Kiowa. And he knew it as soon as it left his club. That's middle of the green, easy 2-putt for the win. That was an all-time golf moment right there. That fist pump you see right there is an all-time iconic golf moment. That one will be replayed forever. And so as much as I loved the bunker shot, the holdout bunker shot, it's got to be that one on his approach into 18.
The bunker shot was terrific, and I was out there, and the place just it erupted, and they heard the noise all the way back to Charleston, which is a 50-minute drive. I mean, it was that loud, but it really wasn't one shot or 2 shots. It was a week-long thing of work. I mean, he put it all together from start to finish. Wasn't perfect, but you cannot be perfect on this venue, and I think that's what really makes it even more special, the fact that he beat back literally the best field in golf that we've seen all season on the toughest layout they've played all season, and he beats him back. I mean, that's the amazing thing about it, and the fact the odds were so astronomical at the beginning. He came in having missed 6 cuts in 14 events. He was 168th in FedEx Cup points. He was outside 200 in driving accuracy. He was outside 100 on the PGA Tour in putting statistics. I mean, he came in so far off the radar after that opening round. I honestly didn't think he was going to make the cut. He made the cut and went on to win. I mean, that's what made this week so incredible, because it was so unpredictable, and nobody, not even Phil, was picking Phil this week.
Man, to me, this is the best PGA. This is, to me, is the best PGA. I know Y.E. Yang chased down Tiger, John Daly won. There are others, and I don't think it's a closed question. And you can have one. Somebody reasonable could pick something else. But for me, that's what I think right now. And as I'm sitting here, and I'm trying not to be a prisoner of the moment, but I think this is the best PGA ever, considering what was at stake and what just happened and what we just saw.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.